Esther, the brave queen. Once upon a time, in a faraway land called Persia, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Esther. She was just like any other girl, except she had a secret: she was Jewish. Esther lived with her cousin Mordecai, who took care of her after her parents passed away. They lived in the beautiful city of Susa, where the king of Persia, King Xerxes, ruled over the land. One day, something happened that King Xerxes decided he needed a new queen. So, he invited all the most beautiful girls in the kingdom to come to the palace, including Esther. And guess what? Esther was chosen to be the new queen because she was the most beautiful of them all. But being queen wasn't all fun and games. Esther had to keep her secret hidden because Mordecai told her it was safer that way. Little did she know, her bravery and kindness would soon be put to the test in a big way. In the king's court, there was a not-so-nice man named Haman. He didn't like Esther's cousin Mordecai or the Jewish people at all. In fact, he wanted to do something very, very bad to them. One day, Haman said to King Xerxes,
"There is a certain people dispersed among the peoples in all the provinces of your kingdom who keep themselves separate. Their customs are different from those of all other people, and they do not obey the king's laws. It is not in the king's best interest to tolerate them. If it pleases the king, let a decree be issued to destroy them, and I will give 10,000 talents of silver to the king's administrators for the royal treasury."
Keep the money, and do with the people as you please.
When Mordecai found out about Haman's plan, he knew they had to do something to stop him. He told Esther that she had to be brave and speak up to the king, even though it was very scary. Then Esther sent a message to Mordecai.
"Go, gather together all the Jews who are in Susa, and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. I and my attendants will fast as you do. When this is done, I will go to the king, even though it is against the law. And if I perish, I perish."
So, Mordecai went away and carried out all of Esther's instructions. On the third day, Esther put on her royal robes and stood in the inner court of the palace in front of the king's hall. The king was sitting on his royal throne in the hall, facing the entrance. When he saw Queen Esther standing in the court, he was pleased with her. Then, the king asked,
What is it, Queen Esther? What is your request? Even up to half the kingdom, it will be given you.
"If it pleases the king, let the king, together with Haman, come today to a banquet I have prepared for him."
So, the king and Haman went to the banquet Esther had prepared. As they were drinking wine, the king again asked Esther,
Now, what is your petition? It will be given you. And, what is your request? Even up to half the kingdom, it will be granted.
"My petition and my request is this: if the king regards me with favor, and if it pleases the king to grant my petition and fulfill my request, let the king and Haman come tomorrow to the banquet I will prepare for them. Then I will answer the king's question."
So, the king and Haman went to Queen Esther's banquet, and, as they were drinking wine, on the second day, the king again asked,
Queen Esther, what is your petition? It will be given you. What is your request? Even up to half the kingdom, it will be granted.
"If I have found favor with you, your majesty, and if it pleases you, grant me my life, this is my petition. And spare my people, this is my request. For I and my people have been sold, to be destroyed, killed and annihilated. If we had merely been sold, as male and female slaves, I would have kept quiet, because no such distress would justify disturbing the king."
Who Who is he? Where is he, the man, who has dared to do such a thing?
An adversary, an enemy. This vile Haman.
At last, she told him her secret, that she was Jewish, and begged him to save her people. And, you know what? The king listened to Esther, and changed the law, so the Jewish people could protect themselves from Haman's plan. Then Harbona, one of the eunuchs, attending the king, said,
A pole reaching to a height of 50 cubits stands by Haman's house. He had it set up for Mordecai, who spoke up to help the king.
Impale him on it.
So, they impaled Haman on the pole he had set up for Mordecai. Then, the king's fury subsided. Esther's bravery saved her people, and they celebrated their freedom on a special day called Purim. It's a story that teaches us about being brave, standing up for what's right, and how even a young girl can make a big difference in the world. The moral of the story of Esther is courage. Esther's bravery in speaking up for her people, even at great personal risk, teaches us the importance of standing up for what is right, even in difficult circumstances.
Happy Women's Day.
Thank you. We will see in the video.